Previous in Blackmire.
Just keep on smiling, and don't let anything, or you can just like smile from the inside. Now my graphics card, is my stream gonna collapse here in a little bit? Since now it's doing this again where it, yeah, game crashed. There we go. My God! Are you fucking shitting me? Alright guys, I decided to just delete Blackmire and start. Is it gonna do it again now? Should we save? Oh my God. And it does the blacks thing. You know what, guys? Oh my God. The entire interior, dude. Oh.
Hello people, and welcome back once again to our very own Blackmire. Yes, we are sort of like just getting them out now, these videos here of Blackmire. As you can see, the last video was also a Blackmire one, but I'm kind of like just grooving at the same time. I'm actually just kind of grooving in all the projects lately, so there will also be a Galatea coming out this week as well. Anyways, so you saw this little harsh start of the video that I built this, like, this is the third time that I kind of like built this building, which unfortunately gave me a lot of trouble. Not specifically the building, but just my computer and Blackmire on the stream that day were just not cooperative at all. Like, it was legit just completely crap. As you could see in the start of the video here, but as soon as I'm not streaming, then things are somewhat normal. But everything is also figured out, and things are getting worked on. A new GPU is on its way, and we got our new RAMs and etc. So I think that we are looking into or for a treat here. Very soon, guys, so that's nice, ain't it? I will also tell you this, guys, that I will eventually start making small lore videos of Blackmire. It's gonna be like small cinematics, small scenes that's setting up, and we're gonna have some narration and all that stuff, which hopefully will start here in March, and because we are preparing it, sort of. But anywho, let me get back to what I'm doing here. So as I've told you guys a few times before, is that I am building people a shop in here, the ones that are my streams, the one that are just deserve to get a nice little looking shop in Blackmire, and that is kind of like what I'm doing. It's part of the lore, it's part of the whole community vibe we got going. I thought it would be fun to add people's name into the town here and actually make it somewhat inactive in a way, you know. So today I am building Goldie's Jewelry Store and Alice's Antiques, which is shops or stores we really didn't have in Blackmire before. And the reason why I am building it over at the scrapyard section, like the east side of Blackmire, is because this is near the scrapyard. So the antiques and the jewelry store kind of fits here because behind them, as you will see me work later on, there's this train track or this rail track with all the, I don't know what they're called, but the specific trains that are on there with like a little crate that can get filled up with all kind of junk that goes behind it here. So like here we got Goldie, we got Alice, we got Fue, we got McArs that kind of lives of this sort of thing here behind underneath, where they can sort of pick the scraps and etc, make it look nicer, and all that stuff. So I really feel like this works here. The only thing is the color scheme, as you have seen me here, guys. I've started to somewhat try to get some more colors into Blackmire, so we don't have this sort of completely just darkness all over the place. And I actually like these sort of mixes in between here, because since we are starting to get more of these sort of more wealthy looking buildings, since Blackmire has seen a lot of new income and stuff, so they are preparing and building a little bit more expensive than what they've done, and trying a new architecture. Kind of like Grimsgate and Blackmire can sort of like have a little bit of different vibes from each other in each park. So that's super nice. But as I said, I did do a lot of interior in the Goldie shop first, but as you guys saw, I had some issues, so I had to go in and redo that all over, as you just have seen me do here in the first few minutes of the video. So I didn't really know what I could do of how like to connect these guys, because I didn't want it to destroy everything I did in the back here, because I still wanted to have this sort of backstage vibe. So with a little bit of thoughts and a little bit of like smashing pieces together, I guess, I sort of found a good way of doing it. And I am doing interior in both of them. Some, like the antique store, kind of get a little bit more since it has a lot more room, and antiques are just more easier to place around than jewelry store. But we did manage to add a little bit of things there anyways. So that is nice. We are, as I again said, we are working on the antique store here now, which is also something we don't have, and I also kind of need a bank. We need Blackmire bank in here, so hopefully that will be something I can find out a way to build, because I have this sort of super cool idea I could do with like a vault and like money lying around and gold. And I mean, who can say that all the money now, they need to save all the money that they're earning, and who knows that in the coal mine somewhere, if they dig too deep, what did they find, you know? Did they find gold there? Did they find riches? Wealth? We don't know. Maybe the lore will tell. That's the cool part. Have some friends helping me out with all this too. The lore as it is. So that will be super fun. And I will also have some new Grimsgate episodes out, and you guys will somewhat soon get to hear and see the connection between Grimsgate and Blackmire. Yes, it is exciting. I am sort of like, I wasn't super convinced yet that this color scheme would work well here, but the more darker colors I kind of added to the buildings, I felt like it was the right choice to do. And as I said, the most struggle I had was actually to find a good shape for this, so it wasn't too white and like just didn't take too much out of the space, because I really didn't like that. So here you will see a little bit of trial and errors of me trying to get like this sort of I don't know what these are called, arch trim, let's just call it that. That's really works well here and gives this sort of super nice peak to the building. I do eventually end up making my own, like a custom one, since this one really it doesn't do the job for me, since as you can see it's too thick. So whatever I did, it was kind of like just being a little bit of a dick here, to be honest. But I feel like we managed to get it done pretty well, and I'm happy for the result here nevertheless. But friends, we haven't done this in a while, but I will put some music on and then I will return to you very shortly. Enjoy! Alright, so you've seen me work a little bit on the roof here, give it some nice deco pieces and etc. And as I mentioned, like this is supposed to be like a more wealthy side, like the east side right before the slums. So we can do a little bit more here. We can get away with a little bit more things than we can at the slums. And since I've just started getting this sort of new building style sort of thing, I thought why not try build all these things into Blackmire, since Blackmire is a cluster fuck of like legit all kind of architectures just mixed in together in this sort of steampunky environment. And I feel like we've got really good at that, and I think everything kind of works well together no matter what we kind of build, because you will see Victorian, there's Parisian, there's like there's normal like just main street buildings, there is all kind of things in here, and I kind of like that. That's what makes it so different. And in the start we had a lot of duplicated buildings like in the slums and just in the wealthy mountain town, and I've just kind of like got over that to that point now where it doesn't really matter what kind of theme and style we kind of want to get in here, as long as we can make it look nice, and we can. So I'm just trying out some stuff here on this antique store or building, just because I want like to have some big commercial signs everywhere around in Blackmire, as well as you see in these steampunk towns or etc. Like they really like commercial stuff. So that's kind of like the vibe I'm gonna go for as well. Kind of like where I can see we have like a big wall, maybe try get in some stuff in there, and I'm gonna try and make them custom in Photoshop, and also like make an entire custom map. And there will be more. There will be soon there will be a new Blackmire post. There will be a Grimskate post. As I say, all these things that I've been talking about forever will soon be connected all together, guys, so you can sort of get an overview on what it is that I'm freaking talking about all the time. Alright, because we sort of have the prologue, we have the pre-story of all these things here. We just need to put them together, and I thought about why not make it a little like some shorts, videos, like 2 or 3 videos where we put in some dialogue, some narration, etc. Some stealth pictures that maybe move a little bit, stuff like these, right? So that's something that is a prep work that I'm trying to start up and get to you guys as well. So yeah, that's a super cool feature and thing that you guys are gonna experience very soon. Yes. So I forgot to record a few cinematics of the backstage area as I'm working on now. But here I was kind of like, I kind of wanted to have some things that were so they could go from inside to the outside. So I made like this little backstage area, a little bit of clutter, made sure that this that Goldie store here has a first floor that they can actually get to, and stuff like that. So just make sure that everything kind of makes sense, and that's really, really important to me, at least, especially when we're building this sort of park here, where it's kind of like nothing is really realistic or natural, but we can make it look natural, at least like here with a stair going up and pipes, and the pipes go into some sort of a tank and all that stuff, right? You have to like think about the options there is when you build, like what can I connect this to, what can this like sort of make sense to do, and I really like just how all these color schemes work together. Like there's a good mix of these colors, and I really like it. I really like it. And also, since we've got now in this area now, we have Starship Brad's shop, we have McR's, we have Farana, and now we have Goldie and Alice. And I think this area now has slowly started to get packed now, and I think we can slowly move forward and away from this area. And maybe some lighting, obviously, is what we need. There's a little bit of lighting cinematics at the end of the video, but it is not a lot. But I would definitely say that adding a few more windows here and etc. will definitely do. Definitely just do the thing here, do the job, right? So I would definitely just keep on adding things around the park, but I feel like here we sort of have a base now. We sort of have a good background as well, and an exterior, an interior, all that fancy smancy stuff. And it's just nice to see all of it come together. We obviously still need the coaster on the left, and then it would just be nice to have that driving around as well.
and seeing all these new buildings and etc. Because it really gets around the slums and the junkyard. So yeah, that's really nice. And here we are just doing the, as I say, putting some clutter up in the back here. We see the antique store. I have a little bit of things standing in the back as well. Has to have that, some lighting. Just adding a little bit of the last nitpicky things, clutter, etc. And as I say, this is the backstage part of the building, so this is not going to be so much forward. But I still thought that it could get a little bit of love at the end, so we just don't have like plain walls, right? It just adds so much when you do these things. And I'm just happy that we got further, and I lost completely motivation after stream when everything kind of like got deleted and lost, and I had to go in and do it all again. But luckily we didn't lose the building, we only lost the little bit of interior work that we did. So it's just to get stubborn and just find that groove again and just say, you know what, has to be done. But everything is worked on now, so we should be good in the future, guys. All right, we should. So we are in the antique store now. You haven't seen me do a little bit of things here. I just put some things in like the window so you could kind of see that there's some stuff selling in here. But then I was like, you know what, let's just do a little bit of interior in here as well. It is not my best interior, and maybe I will go in and maybe add a few things here and there if I feel like it. But for now, I just kind of wanted to have this sort of antique store vibe where we have all kinds of old things, chairs, shelves, books, etc. And just make it feel like that, you know. So this is where people can get most of their stuff here in Blackmire. So this is kind of like a sort of more of a shopping street now, or a shopping plaza, which is super cool. And I just need to figure out a way to get more people over here, the guests, so we can get them roaming around a bit. But I think as soon as we just add maybe a vista point or a few toilets or something, I think they're gonna come over here in no time. I'm not doubting that. So I also add a few frames in here where I put in like some of the old Blackmire post, or like the first one we did. Kind of like to make it feel like it's an antique post that is like framed in. And if you want to get it, you can buy it in here. And I thought that was a cool idea. So whenever I will be finished with this park, I will eventually put in a custom media folder where all these things and custom images that I will be making will be in there. So you just have to download those, and so you won't get these sort of blank black frames, etc. You know. It's very important, but I guess it's not like the end of the world, because it's not like it's the Mega Toolkit pieces that will be missing or etc. So I think we're good. So yeah, just adding a little bit of stuff underneath here, because just to get it some vibe, I guess, right? And then we make some carpets, and we do a little bit of lighting, and then we are pretty much done with this, guys. So yeah, and also if you haven't seen it, check out some links down below, guys. I got a Patreon. There's a Twitch where you can come and hang out. There's a Discord where you can join us as well. There's just a bunch of stuff. So yeah, go check that out and see what it's all about. There's a lot of cool advantages and perks about being a Patreon. So if it's something you would like to check out, you should go and see what it's all about. But yeah, as I said, guys, with the frames here, adding some Blackmire photos and that Blackmire post as I did back in November last year, I think. And we will definitely get a new one coming up very soon. And I can't wait to start all the lore videos for you guys. It's gonna be super cool. Super cool. But the more we also get built here, the more finished we get, guys, okay? So even though I add a few things, it'll still get closer to the end result, right? Because we are in the last phase anyways. So, guys, leave a like and a comment down below. Subscribe for more videos, and have a great day, great week, and I will see you next time. Enjoy the cinematics. Bye!